back to my channel. Steady as she grows. This is the shirt my husband made me for Christmas. It has my vegetables on it. Look, those are my tomatoes. So I'm gonna do a quick little garden tour today. It's close to the end of January 2021, thank goodness. And I know it's been a while since my last video. I always say that. But I am going on a road trip starting tomorrow. I am driving to Tennessee with my mother-in-law and my niece and nephew. They're moving to Tennessee. My mother-in-law and I are going to take the kids and their cats with us on this little road trip. It's a 3-day drive and I'll be there for about 2 weeks. So it's a beautiful day today in SoCal, and we're supposed to be getting a major storm later today and to last through the weekend. So I thought now would be the perfect time to do a little tour before I leave. So and along the way we're gonna plant some sunflower seeds. So when I come back, hopefully they'll have sprouted. So that'll be kind of cool. Okay, here we go. Okay, first things first. This is my baby Milky Bok Choy, and as you can see, it's bolted, which means it's starting to put off flower stalks so it can go to seed. Now that happens when it gets too hot because these are cold season crops. So we had like 90-degree weather last week, and it kind of tricked these bok choys into thinking it's summer and time to go to seed. Then right after that we get like 30-degree weather. So so yeah, I can still harvest this and eat it. This actually tastes like broccoli, so it's kind of cool, but I won't have time to eat it before I leave, and when I get back it might be too tough. But it got infected pretty bad with aphids. A lot of the garden's under attack by aphids right now, and I haven't sprayed nothing, so yeah. And here's some tomatoes. Now I had a lot of beautiful tomatoes on here, but they got eaten by birds. I was so mad. But look, I have to put bags on them to protect them. But look at how pretty. I need to pick these before I go. And I have a monster baby right here that I'm probably gonna have to pick before I go too. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Sorry if the camera's a little wonky. That's a big boy. So yeah, I had to put the bags on them, like I said, because the birds were getting to them. So they're doing pretty good. And I thought this would kind of protect them from the birds too, this netting that I have. And it has a little bit, but the bags do more. And look at this lettuce. Look at how big this lettuce is. I harvested some and it's so delicious. We've had it in salads and it grows so fast. It hasn't bolted yet, thank goodness. So I might just whack it off and leave it for my husband to eat while I'm gone. And I got some parsley right there and some strawberries. Or put it on some winter strawberries. They're not that sweet, but it's still pretty cool nonetheless. And these roses were just going crazy in the winds last week. We had like 50-degree mile-an-hour winds last week. It was crazy. And they're putting on blooms and they're looking really good. I really need to trim it back. It's getting a little crazy, as you can see. But some really pretty blooms on it. Strawberry patch right there. Oh, let me show you over here real quick. Look at all these are beets. There's some Chattanooga beets, I think, and then some bull's blood beets. I think that's what they are, the red ones. Those are looking pretty healthy in this trough I got going right here. So that's kind of cool. And some Egyptian walking onions. Look at this tomatillo plant. It's already starting to put on flowers. Isn't that super cool? Now with tomatillo plants, you need 2 plants in order for the flowers to pollinate, if you didn't know that. And I have another tomatillo plant around the corner, but I think I might have to move it a little closer to this one. I have another tomatillo plant right here. And I mean, look at how healthy these look. And it's because these were volunteer plants. I had tomatillos in here last year and these just sprouted and I let them go. And when things sprout on their own in the garden, they just do so good and they're so healthy and strong because they're acclimated already to the environment. So they always do much better than transplants, in my opinion anyway. This is my kohlrabi. Let's see, it's starting to bulb up a little bit, but these have some aphids. And I probably won't even get a chance to spray anything. But I don't know if you can see the one back there. They're starting to bulb up pretty good. And I have some nasturtium volunteers in here that I need to snip off because I don't want them to mess up with the onions. You can barely see the onions right here. These little scrawny things, but hopefully we'll have some onions this fall. And these onions, these are my onions from last fall that I forgot to take in the house to eat, and I found them in a bucket out here and they had sprouted. So I thought, hey, let me just put them back in the garden and see how much bigger they get, if they do at all. So I thought, you know, experiment. And look at my seedlings, my little carrot seedlings. Now I wanted to do a video on starting carrots. Didn't get a chance, so I may need to do one of those because I do have some more carrots I would like to plant. But look at these little babies. Some peppers. These are candy cane striped peppers, but look, they started to put on flowers. So that's pretty cool. So we'll see how that goes. And then these were my spinach seedlings, my, I forgot, Bloomsdale long-standing spinach. Something came through and ate them all. I was so upset. But some of them came back a little bit, so I put these things to kind of protect them. I kind of think it was the birds that came through and ate them. So these are light shades from like ceiling fans. I buy them for like $1 at the thrift stores, and these are perfect for your seedlings to protect them because it lets air through so it doesn't trap all the heat in there, and it protects the plant from birds. And even when it's really cold, it insulates them a little bit too. So, and they're clear, so it lets the light in. I always buy these when I see these at the stores because I always can use them. They protect your plants. Also from the roly-polies. So the roly-polies won't crawl and get to your plants. They can't crawl on the slick glass. So that's what I use them for. Have some onions down there. Those are looking pretty good. But I could see that these ones are a little taller in the back because they get more sun than the other ones. So I might have to rotate this bin. And that's things you always need to look for in the garden. If you see like some of your planters are looking bigger than others, it's probably because it gets more sun, so you should rotate them. These are my African daisies. Those are looking really good. Nasturtiums are going wild here. Now this time last year, my nasturtiums were way bigger, so things are just getting on a little slow start. But here's some more onions. More nasturtiums that I need to snip off, and some succulents. This is an agave. I have a lot more succulents I need to fill in, which hopefully I can when I get back. And my apple tree lost most of its leaves in the winds, but it's okay, it's fall, they fall off anyways. But I've noticed it has put on growth, so the branches are a lot longer. At least like 6-7 inches than when I bought it, so that's pretty cool. I know it's growing and that's a good sign. So hopefully we get more apples, more delicious apples. Gonna pop in some Lemon Queen sunflowers right here. Cover those up. Got here. I got a little cabbage right there, and my lantana is coming back so good. Remember I snipped it all off because it looked like it had blight, and it has a few little blooms right there. But yeah, the leaves look nice and healthy, and now I need to stay ahead of it and keep treating it with neem even before the leaf miners get to it and the blight. hopefully that'll keep it nice and healthy. This is my lilac, which comes spring, all these, well, I have to give it a good trim still, but it puts on beautiful purple blooms in the spring. And I moved one of my other nasturtium plants over here because where it was at, it was getting beaten by the winds last week, so this kind of protected it. I got some broccoli down here. I need to thin it out, but those are looking pretty good and healthy. Another cabbage, another little cabbage that's scrawny. I don't know if this one's gonna make it. I see weed. When you see these, you need to pull them when you see them. Longevity spinach is doing pretty good. Nice and green. I gave this a trim back a while and it's coming back really healthy and green. And everything I had planted over here is just gone, didn't make it. I think it gets too much shade right here. So I need to plant something that's shade loving. But my lemons are still here. I need to harvest them. I just harvest them as I use them. Ooh, there's a bucket of water I need to dump. Always check your garden for buckets of water. Some stinging nettle. People think this is a weed, but it's actually one of the most nutritious herbs on the planet. It is so good for you, everything in your body. You can dry it and turn it into a tea and drink it. That's why I use it. What else? I got some more beets over here in this little, now these are Christmas tree collars that I bought a couple of years ago at Michael's. They're hollow on the bottom. So they were on clearance for 90% off. I got them for a few bucks and thought, hey, I'd fill them with soil, and galvanized doesn't rust a whole lot. However, I have seen rust. If you can see some rust forming right here. So these probably won't last that much longer, but this is already the 4th season that I've used these. So to me, I got my money's worth. And I think eventually when I'm gonna have to replace these for sure, I think I am just going to build a bed around it, like a wooden bed with the planter blocks that I use for my main beds, and then fill it in with soil, because I like having this area where I have the trellis. And I just bought another trellis to go in the front of the bed because I'm out of space, people. But in this one I got some beets, and oh look, you could see the, let me see, you can see the beets right there. Drop the beet, yo. Then I got some peas right here, some sugar snap peas that hopefully will trim up the trellis. I have some peas right there too that are going up, and all these are beets. And this is my eggplant that I trimmed up, and look, I got little baby eggplants coming about. There's quite a few flowers on it, so it had scale really bad, which are those little scabby looking things, but I snipped them all off. And yeah, it looks okay. What else? I got a cabbage right here. This is all celery. I got some more cabbage in these. Now, these cabbage had aphids. I don't see any right now, so maybe I keep, when I come through in water, I keep washing them all away with the hose, so hopefully it keeps them away. I see no worms on them yet, but look at, this is the purple lady bok choy. Now it did get eaten with some bugs early on, but it's coming back strong, and hopefully when I get back I'll be able to harvest all of this. And in between the rows of the bok choy are leeks. These are giant leeks. Got some more cabbage right here. These are hollyhocks that are starting to put on growth because spring is coming. I mean, we're only the end of January right now, but here in SoCal, spring's here like in February, March, where we live. Some garlic. Ooh, I see some clover that needs to get pulled out of here. When you see them, pull them. Some garlic. Oh, this garlic, I'm gonna have to trim back some of this hollyhock because it's kind of crowding out that garlic. And I actually have some more garlic I need to plant, and I'm gonna have to plant it today. Like, you really shouldn't plant garlic past January, really. But I have some. I'm just gonna pop in places when I see it. This one's empty, and I'm gonna be putting in some potatoes right here. I'm in this empty one. These are some geraniums, some really pretty geraniums. Aren't those pretty? Hello there. I got some, these are some dragon tongue bush beans that I planted a while back, and it was way too cold when I planted them. But now that it's warming up a little bit, they're putting on growth. Now look at this. Look at all this goodness. This is the purple mizuna and the kale. That has just gone gangbusters. This is the plants that I picked up from OC Farm Supply. Look at how beautiful this is. Look at how healthy that looks. Now, some of these plants do have aphids. I just seen them. Where did they go? Oh yeah, look. See the aphids right here? There we go. You see the aphids? Look how gross those look. I'm just gonna hose them off. I mean, you can rub them off too. It's like a powder. Squish them all off. But the hose does it too. They're all over up in there. But they don't really eat the leaves a whole lot. So as I eat this, I mean, I just wash off the leaves really good, make sure there's no aphids on it when we eat it. We've been eating it in salads, and I've been cooking it up, sneaking it in where I can. Look at these pretty zinnias. Look at this one, this beautiful pink one, and all these yellow ones. Like, I'm just in awe. Like, this is its own plant. So one of my orange zinnias, my queen lime orange, must have dropped some seeds in here along with the queen limes, which is why I have this pink plant in here. But this doesn't even look like the queen lime orange that I had. This looks more pink. Very pretty though. All those pretty zinnias. I got some more leeks over here. Got some more beets. I think I already showed you that over there. Nothing's going on over there. But I do have a plan for spring that I'll be sharing with you soon. I don't know if I'm blocking the view here. These are my berry bushes. Oops. And look at this berry bush that I planted here, that I transplanted. Look, it's starting to put on flowers. Kind of cool. And look at my blueberry bushes. They're putting on some flowers too. Even though there's not many leaves on the plant, it has some flowers to put on some berries. And in this berry planter with blueberries in it as well, there's a tomato plant that volunteered that I kind of let go, and there's tomato flowers all over it. So we'll see what kind of tomatoes those will be. Okay. Okay, and then this planter over here has nothing. I've been weeding it, and it's been getting beaten by the rain. Those tomatoes that were here, I had to pull off because they had spider mites and they were just not ripening up very well, so I just tossed them. And this plant, like I said, I'm gonna need a pull. It keeps putting on flowers and zucchini, as you can see, but even if I pollinate them, they just rot off. But I've noticed that the flowers that it's putting on, there's not much pollen in the flowers. So as I'm hand pollinating, there's really nothing to transfer onto these flowers. So I think they're just not getting pollinated, even with flowers blooming. And I think it has something to do with the weather. So I'm just gonna rip that guy out. Oh, and these are radish seeds that I need to plant. You can, there's little radish seed. Oh, this one didn't have any seeds in it. But A lot of them do that I want to plant. Those came from my plant last year. I had to move this guy over here because it was getting blown down. And this is butternut squash. Really not the time for it. I'm gonna rip this plant out because it's not doing too good. My chives I cut back that were over here because it had a lot of flea beetles or black aphids. I don't know which, but they were black. So I trimmed it up. I hosed it down really good and sprayed it with some neem. And look, they're starting to grow back. I love chives. And on to the other planters. Oh, before I go to the other planters, this is the planter with the Malabar spinach. People were asking me about this trellis here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Now, this trellis is actually for a hanging basket, and it's meant to go just like on the concrete or the floor. And this loop inside here is where you hang a hanging plant. But I thought, hey, I'm just gonna stick it in my circle planter because it would fit perfectly, tie some wire in there and use it as a trellis for my Malabar spinach, and that's what I did. And you can see the Malabar spinach likes to climb up it, even though Malabar spinach is coming out of here and I'm gonna put in a tomato. But I got this at Aldi around springtime, you know, probably even around now they would start to put out things for spring and gardening. So always keep an eye out for things you can use. Think outside of the box, you know. I'm always looking at things and seeing how I can use it in the garden. And it has a cute little bee right here. So yeah, super cute. Okay, now on to my last few planters. Okay, you can see here, I have a succulent that has gone to seed. Kind of cool. Put on a big old flower stalk, and that's what they do. And I think they only produce flower stalks every couple of years. So I thought that was kind of cool. I wanted to share that with you guys. Okay, here is this little planter here that has it has, I think these are sweetie tomatoes, because I know I planted some sweetie tomatoes in here, but this also had sun gold tomatoes in it last year. So I'm hoping that ooh, look at all these flower clusters, and these are volunteers. So no, the sweetie ones I planted, but I'm hoping that there is a volunteer sun gold in there because I like them. And look at this tomatillo plant. This is the other tomatillo plant that I have. So like I said, I think I need to move this pot closer to the other tomatillo plant so they can pollinate each other. But look, they have beautiful flowers on them already. Big flowers. So I think this is the giant green verde tomatillo because these flowers are huge. So that would be really cool. But what's even more cool or weird is that I didn't even plant tomatillos in here last year. So, but I'm thinking maybe I used some of my homegrown compost in this little bed, and that's why the seed popped up. But there's one big tomatillo plant in here, and 1, 2, 3, 4 tomato plants in here. So obviously I'm gonna have to take some of these tomato plants out because it'll go kind of crazy unless I trellis them all up the wall right here, which I thought would kind of be cool if I can somehow put like some wire or something, like, excuse my Christmas lights, but like some wire just coming down or something that I could just clip the plants to, because this gets a lot of sun right here on this wall. So if somehow I can MacGyver something right here, I thought that would be kind of cool, and have some tomatoes on the wall. I'm always trying to think how I can extend the harvest. Now there's nothing in here, but a grow bag is gonna go here with some tomatoes. And I got some cilantro right here. That's so delicious. Some of those onions from my scraps. But look, I don't know if I can show you way back here. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? Let's see. Get out of the way, onion. Look, see those seedlings? Those are cucumber seedlings that I planted in here. And they've sprouted. And I had some here last, a few months ago actually, but something came through and ate them. And I was super pissed off. So I put this thing on there to cover it up and to protect them from whatever munched them away last time. So, so there they are. They'll get rain through the hole still, and hopefully this will protect them from birds and keep them warm, because cucumbers Did I say cucumbers or sunflowers? I say cucumbers. Cucumbers do need to stay kind of warm. Okay, and then I got some coleus right here that looks like something is eating it. I don't know, there's holes in it. I need to spray it with some BT. Ah! I found the culprit. Look at that guy. You see him? You see him? Ah, I lost him. Nope, there he is. Come here. I'm just gonna throw you in the water can. So hopefully that was it. Always check under your plants. I need to spray with BT. Oops, sorry, leaf. But yeah. But look at the colors on that. Isn't that so pretty? Just a succulent right there. I transplanted the mint that I had in my house to right here, and it's doing okay. This is my rosemary. That just smells so good. It's getting big too. It hasn't put on any flowers at all yet, but I don't know. I use it. It's delicious. Some roses that are looking a little dry. Look like they've gotten beaten by the sun. I do need to trim it up a little bit, but look, it's putting on some roses. Some string of pearls, succulents. These are some volunteer daisies from the garden, or mums. They're the mums that look like daisies. I just pop them in this pot that I pulled out of the garden. I do that a lot. If I see a seedling, a volunteer come up that I don't want in that spot, I'll just pluck it and pop it in a pot and see what happens. Well, that's it, planty people. That's all I got. That's my garden in January. So I'm really excited for spring. I did a little layout of my garden and started writing where I'm going to plant what where, and it came out really cool. I'll share it right here. Wasn't that cool? Love my little drawings in my trees and stuff. So thank you for watching my channel. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't yet, get out and grow something. Spring is coming, you should be planting. Okay, talk to you later. We'll see you on the next one. Wish me luck on my trip. Safe travels to me. We'll see you soon. Bye.